Morning. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Love 500 and welcome back to a new project. Today is new project day. We have a new project sitting here. It actually came yesterday. I've got lots of little bits to show you. I've got the bidding to show you and I have got the delivery to show you, and then we're going to do a walk around. But first of all, I'm going to give you a little clue as to what we've bought. Well, you know it's a Fiat, but I'm going to give you a little clue as to what it is. Roll titles, let's do it. Right, I have to assume that you've already worked out what it is, as soon as you've just seen it driven past. So let's show it to you properly, shall we? Okay, so what do you think? I think you've probably guessed what it is. It is a Fiat 500 Abarth. It is not a 595, it is a Fiat 500 Abarth. So it isn't a Abarth, it's not a fake Abarth, it is an Abarth, and it is not a 595. So it's got the 1.4 engine, it's got the turbo, it's just not as I'm not sure what the brake horsepower is on these, but it's not such a fast one as the 595s. Apart from that, it's the same. Not sure which turbo these have on them, I'll have to research that, but it's in arguably the best colour. Podium blue is probably my favourite colour, but this is arguably the best colour. Campervola grey. Very, very nice colour. So yeah, so we'll show you now it being delivered, and in that delivery you will see the damage that's on the rear. In fact, should we show you that damage now? No, let's show you the delivery, and then once we've shown you the delivery we'll have a walk around it, and then we'll show you the bidding and you can see what we paid for it. Let's do it. Here she is. Looking good. Well, sort of. Hey. Oh, it comes close to the floor. Funny noise. Right, so that was the delivery, which happened yesterday, 7:20 in the morning or thereabouts. So yeah, here we have it. So, as I say, Campervola grey, Fiat 500 Abarth. It's got the side stripes down the side. It's got a nice set of wheels. I like these wheels. These are the standard 500 Abarth wheels, and I actually quite like them. There's a little bit of curbing around there, nothing too dramatic. I don't know, it is quite bad. That one's, I think that's the only one that's really damaged, but I will tart them up myself in some way. Obviously it's an Abarth, so it's got discs all round. I haven't looked at the discs yet. Let's show you the damage, shall we? Let's go around it. So we'll start on this corner. Actually, we'll start on this corner. We'll start here. So, as you can see, no damage to the bumper whatsoever there. No damage whatsoever to the quarter panel. No damage, just have a look at the roof. There's no damage to the roof. It's all in good order. No damage to the door. No damage to the seals, stroke side skirts. We do have a little bit of this chipping off, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about this. I think I'm just going to have to leave it, I'm afraid. If the buyer who eventually buys this decides they want to put new stripes on, they can, but I'm not going to replace the stripes for that. I don't think it's worth it. No damage to the wing. This is not a front impact car, in case you hadn't realised. So no damage to the bumper whatsoever. I'm sure there'll be a few odd scratches on it once I get it clean, but no damage to it. There's no bits of trim missing or anything like that. That's all there. Yeah, it's all good. All good. We come around this side. The windscreen is fine. That wing's fine. Again, a little bit of curbing on the wheels, nothing dramatic. It seems that the stripe down this side is okay. We do have the R-Bath badges on, which I didn't think they had on a 500 R-Bath. I didn't think they did, but unless they've been added as extras. All good here. Gaps are all good. There's no damage to anything. That's going a little bit rusty, so I will probably either wrap these, paint them, or replace them. Well, that one anyway. One or the other. Rear quarter is okay. Seals okay, or skirts I should say. Let me show you the damage. So we have a very slightly, it has been raining on it, so it's a bit difficult to show you properly, but we've got a big dent there, we've got a big dent there, we've got a bit of a dent there. Now I could potentially pull those out, and I will have a go. However, when we come up to here, it's probably the hinge that's bent, or this could be deformed in some way. I'm not really sure, because obviously it should be flush like this side. There's no damage to this side of it. But yeah, there's something going on here, the fact that it's low, and I don't really know why. So it's probably because it's proud here. So I think it's probably bent the hinge, or pushed the hinge in or something. We've had this before actually, and we rectified it quite easily. And when you buy new boots, they do tend to come with the hinges as well, which is always good. So it's not too dramatic, and I'm sure that it could be adjusted. Now, as I say, I am going to have a go at this. However, there is one on eBay in colour. It's I think the only thing that it's got on it is the wiper. I think no, the badge. The only thing that's on it is the R-Bath badge. I think is up for 55 quid plus 40 quid delivery, or 30 quid delivery. Now it had our best offer, so I have actually made an offer. But the person who's selling it, which is a Breakers, are off until Tuesday, because today is Saturday, the King's Coronation Day. I'm not sure when you'll be seeing this walk around, so I thought I'd just sort of, it might be in a couple of weeks' time, I'm not sure. So just wanted to let you know sort of timeline where we are at the moment. So hopefully by the time you've seen this video, I've got all the parts for it. Needs a new backlight. We'll come on to the lights in a minute. And the worst part of it, of course, is the bumper. I say the worst part of it. This is a Cat S, I hasten to add, and I will explain why it's a Cat S in a minute, or I will show you. But as you can see, that bumper has been completely mullered. And from what I've seen, it looks like it's pushed in the bar, the corner of the bar. And also, if you look down at the exhaust pipes, if you can see that, you can just see the tip of that exhaust pipe poking out. On this side, I mean, I know this is in the way to a degree, but you can't. And when you stand back a little bit, you can see that that is slightly in further than that one. Now that's probably just going to be because the bar is bent and pushed in, because the R-Bath bar has an extra hanger welded onto it. And rather than, depending on the condition of that bar, I have got a bar, it's a red bar, but it doesn't really matter what colour it is, does it? You can't see it. And that's the only difference, is it's got that extra hanger. So what I may do, to save me 40 or 50 quid, if that bar's not reusable, then I will cut off, use a grinder and cut off that, and then I'll weld it back onto the other one. Because that, I've got a welding machine, I can do it. I might as well do it. It'll be a better way, I think. But we'll cross that bridge as and when we get the bumper off. Obviously we need a new bumper. That bumper is fit for the dump. The grille this side, if you noticed as well, it's got reversing sensors, and despite the state of that, the reversing sensors do work properly. So that's obviously not damaged it. We've got these sort of fake grille things here. That one's all right. This one, I don't know whether it's broken. It's pushed in. It may be okay. I don't know. But we'll come on to that in a minute. The bottom part of it's all okay. So depending on what I get bumper wise, I could potentially sell that for 50 quid, but we'll see. So let me show you why it's a Cat S. Okay, so I've taken the boot liner out, and I've also taken the side carpet out. Now that side carpet had been pulled back because that's where the damage is inside. So if we look down here, actually I'm just going to grab a torch just so you can see it a little bit better. Bear with me one sec. Right, that should help a little bit better. So in here, let me just show you in here what we got. We got the compressor. We haven't got a tube of gunk, so we'll probably have to get one of those. And we got some locking wheel nuts. The usual screwdriver. No jack. Oh no, you don't need a jack. I say you don't need a jack. You don't get a jack when you get that. Back of the seats is good. They're usually scratched to hell, and they're not in this one. I think it's been looked after, this car. It even smells nice in there. Can't see an air freshener, but it smells really nice. Let me show you the damage. So if we go down here, as I say, I've taken this off just so I can show you. So what we've got, let me get in here a little bit, excuse the camera work. This here has been pushed up. And if we can look through there, I think, is that the bar? I'm not sure. Or is that the second skin? I'm actually not sure. So this is completely straight, this bit, completely straight. But that bit, which may be the second skin, has been pushed in. And here, again, this looks straight here, but this piece here has got a kink. Now I reckon if I heat that up, I can either pull it from underneath, or if I push it from here, I've got nowhere to push off of. Unless I can't push off there because it's too small an area to push off. So I'm not sure I can really push that. So I'm thinking if I heat that up with a heat gun, I could probably use a hammer and a block of wood and knock that down. Because it just needs knocking flat, that's all it needs. And what we'll do is we'll take the one off the other side and we'll have a look at it and compare. Because it could be the fact that that's meant to be like that. I don't think it is. None of this is distorted here at all, as far as I can tell. There's nothing wrong with the boot floor at all. But I think that is probably the second skin, so that should be further out. So that will pull out from the other side, of course. That shouldn't be a problem. I can pull that out. But I did see somewhere when I looked in, and I can't see it now. Can't remember where I looked. I'm sure I could see the bar. Let me just grab that torch. You won't be able to see it with the camera, but obviously you'll see it properly once we get the bumper off and we make a start on it. But it doesn't faze me at all. This, not at all. So that is, as far as I can tell, the only damage. This is usually where it goes, but of course, because it's been on the corner, it's not touched that at all. So it's probably just going to be that bar that's gone in. The bar is what's caused that. So the bar has caused the damage down there. But I could potentially push that out with the porta power, getting the porta power and using my thing that I made up out of wood and cardboard to go in the wheel well to push off of, so you don't do any damage to that, which I've done in the past. Push off that and push that out, because you can get a piece in there without pushing this, just push that. So that might be an alternative way of doing it. We'll see, but I'm sort of quite looking forward to doing that. But that, as far as I can tell before I get this off, is the only damage. As I say, the exhaust shouldn't be a problem. Now, the exciting bit about this, if you remember, let me just turn the camera around and so you can look at my mug. Bear with me. It's starting to rain again. So, if you remember my video in the new year, I said about things that I've got planned for this year. Apart from getting an Abarth, one of those things was doing a rear light conversion. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm going to get a facelift rear bumper. If I can get one in colour, I'll get one in colour. And I've already got the lights and I've got the plugs. It's a matter of doing the wiring. I'm going to put facelift lights in it, and I'm going to put facelift bumper on it. Just the back bumper. I'm not going to touch the front. I'm not going to do the front. There's no need. The back bumper is fine just on its own. So that's the plan. Let's continue walk round. So I know there are some of you out there that is really interested in this bumper conversion, in the lights conversion. Now, what I could have done is do a rear light conversion and leave the bumper. And then, you know, we can do that. We can wire it. You do have to do The rear lights, you have to drill holes and put in different lights, wire them in, so you've still got the fog. Because of course in the new bumper, you've got a fog light and a reversing light in the bumper, whereas here they're in the rear light. So you have to wire them. So rather than going to the rear light, it goes to, right, with the old style bumper like this, you still get your things in there, because the lights, the new lights, don't have them in. So you have to add them. Now I will do that at some point in the future on a car that I don't have to replace the bumper. Because I'm replacing the bumper on this, I'm going to get a facelift one. Now there is a couple in colour, but they are quite expensive. There is the fella that I sold the orange car to, who drove it home. You remember the one? If you're a regular viewer, you'll remember that. Now he has got, he did have a dark grey one, but he's got a yellow one. Now he was meant to have taken it off on Thursday, and I haven't heard from him since, so I will have to message him next week. But he's letting me have an entire bumper complete with the lights and everything for £100. Then I would have to paint it. It is bright yellow. I don't know whether it's got the holes for the sensors or not, but if not, I will drill them, because we've already got the sensors. It'd be silly not to use them. The one he advertised, which was the dark grey one, did, and I messaged him about that, and he said, oh, someone's picking that one up tomorrow, so I missed out on that one. But he said, I've got the yellow one, you can have that for £100. So I will paint it. I have bought, which came this morning, I bought 3 cans of paint, because my original idea was to get, there is in Twickenham, in southwest London, there is a hatch which is the adrenaline green, but it's got a black spoiler, and I quite liked the look of the black spoiler. So I thought, if I got one in adrenaline green, all I've got to do is paint that bit, and obviously the inside as well. So that is another option. That is, I can get one of those. I've already been made an offer, because I'm watching it on eBay. I've already been offered it for £75. It's a bare one, so we'll have to be everything taken off this one and put on that one, but that's not an issue. So that's another option. So I'm either going to get that one and paint it and leave the spoiler as black, or we'll get this one in colour if the £45 that I've offered is accepted. If it's not, I'll still buy it. I think it's up for £54, and I've offered 45. I know it's only £9, but £9's £9. If I miss out on it, I miss out on it. If they don't accept my offer of 45, I'll just buy it for 54. And I think it was £30 delivery. But that's the damage, that's it. Let me show you inside, show you what we've got, and then we'll go through the figures. Well, first of all, I will show you the bidding, because you don't know how much I paid for it yet, do you? But it runs really nice. It runs and drives, as you've obviously already seen. And it smells really nice in here. I don't know, there is no air freshener in here. I can't find one, but it smells nice. So yeah, it is a pre-facelift, so we've got the old crappy stereo. I may put another stereo in. I haven't decided yet. It depends how the money goes. We'll go into the money in a minute. Now, the only, I say fault, I'm not sure if it's a fault or not. The only thing I've found about this is gearbox is fine, but that feels quite stiff. It doesn't really affect you changing gear. It's when you move from side to side, it feels quite stiff. Now, I don't recall it being like that in previous R-baths I've had. I was thinking of changing this, but I'm not really sure there's any need. They just unscrew on these, don't they? But I'm really not sure there's any point. But yeah, that just feels stiff side to side. I don't know why, but as I say, it doesn't affect the gear changing at all. Absolutely not at all. So we probably won't worry about that. There are no books with this car whatsoever. There is nothing in the car to identify the previous owner. Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Not a shred of bits of paper. It is really, really clean. The seats are, they're not dirty. They're just in a used condition. Carpets are pretty clean. It's got proper bath mats, which the back ones look brand new. The front ones are dirty, but I think they'll clean up. Once I get them clean, then I'll put them back in. There's no marks on steering wheel. There's no scratches on the dash or anything like that. It's obviously been looked after, this. There's just unfortunately no clue as to who's owned it. Now, there is a sticker on the windscreen here saying your next service is due on the 19th of... I should take that off, actually. I can't see it. Your next service is due on the 19th of the 7th, 2018. There it is, up there. And it's got the mile, or 34,339. So that's quite old, because the mileage is a lot higher than that. A lot higher than that. So that will hopefully, I'll be able to contact, there is a name of a dealer on the other side. So hopefully I will be able to contact that that garage and find out what they did. So at least at that, whenever that was, I think it's 2018. That's when the next one's due. So I assume that was at 2017. Hopefully it will tie up with the date of the MOT. And it was done by the same people. So whatever it is, there is an address on there, so we can find out what that service was. And hopefully they might, you never know, they might have done it other services. Now the good thing about this car, I haven't double checked this yet, but when I looked at the road tax, it told me that so if you go to the .gov website, it will tell you on there, obviously, if the car is taxed. But at the bottom of that page, where you look to see if the car is taxed and MOT'd, it tells you when the last logbook was issued. And the last logbook was issued in, I can't remember which month it was, in 2013. So that makes me think this is a one-owner car. So if that car has been serviced by that garage that's on there, the chances are it's been serviced every year by that same garage, hopefully. So unfortunately, as I say, no clue to who the owner is. I might stick a picture of it on one of the Facebook forums and see if anyone perks up and says, yeah, it's me. I've only got the one key. I've got some key rings as well with a little woman, so I assume it's probably a female, dark-haired female that drove this car. It's got one of these horrible rubber things, so I'll be getting rid of that. Don't like those. Let's show you the mileage. So it is, higher than what I would normally get. I can't turn the key without moving the steering wheel, bear with me. Right, here we go. So it's 73,000, low fuel. I need to get some fuel. Let's get rid of those warnings, go away. Go away. I've always thought that you press the button on the end of here and it got rid of those. There we go. 73,372. So there's no warning lights on, by the way. Yeah, 73,000 miles, so which isn't too bad. As I say, higher than I would like. But I think this car's been looked after. I haven't checked for oil and what have you yet. I've literally not done anything. All I've done is what you've seen me do today, and I've driven it up the drive and back down the drive when I turned it around after it was delivered. That's all I've done. So the writing is still on the windscreen. I've literally done nothing, and I probably won't do anything until the end of next week because I've got other stuff to be getting on with. But yeah, it's in really good condition. I've already checked. There is no free CD. I did do that. Let me just turn the ignition off a sec. It's all good, I think. I think it's all good. So being one owner, that is a big result. But it's nice. I like it. What do you think? So it should, in theory, I think this should be a relatively quick turnaround. I've ordered some new number plates because they're in a bit of a state. But swear then. Yeah, it's not too much to do. I was a bit worried that maybe the beam's gone, but it looks all completely straight. Gaps are okay, completely straight. So I think the bar has obviously done its job and stopped the car. Yes, it's gone into the boot area a little bit, but shouldn't be an issue. There is actually one other thing I forgot to say, which you can't really see because of the rain on it, but we have a slight, very, very slight deformation there. It's just a bit of a dent. So I'm going to try and just pull it out with the hot glue. I'm not sure whether it will work. Failing that, I will get a tool under there like I did on a previous car and push it out from underneath. It's not too bad. You can't, it's only really when you get it at a particular angle you can see it. It's a bit difficult to see because it's wet at the moment, but I'll show you it again on the next video when it's dry. But yeah, needs a damn good clean and a polish, but a lovely colour. So I say it's Campervola Grey. That's what we all know it as. It's actually 676, and it's called Nexa. No, where is it? Sorry, Grigio Cenere. Metallic. It says metallic there. It's not metallic. It's flat grey. why it says metallic. But yeah, that is the correct colour. I say I've ordered 3 cans of paint. The only reason I've ordered 3 was because I was intending to, or still possibly might, paint the back in as well. But I might also have to paint the bumper in. If I don't, if I've got paint left over, it doesn't matter. I'm sure I'll get another grey one at some point. I don't think they don't do this colour in the Fiat 500. It's only in the Abarth. So who knows? I might buy another grey one. But yeah, it's all good. I suppose I'll show you the engine. It's an engine, but let me show you anyway. There it is. The beautiful Abarth engine. Not a lot of room in there, is there? I don't know. I don't think the cam belt's been done. Now, as you know, I am going to do a cam belt. I ain't doing it on Abarth because I'm not going to do it on the Abarth. I'm going to get me mechanic guy to do it for me. He's looked at the parts. He said they are different part numbers. He said, but they appear to be the same sort of price. He said, although I haven't looked at the aux belt, so I don't know what that is. But he said top whack, it's going to be an extra 20 quid. So it's probably, I paid 205, so it's probably going to be somewhere in the region of 225 for cam belt, auxiliary belt, and water pump. But yeah, not an awful lot of room in there. But it all looks, I mean, it's a bit grubby. It's a used car. It's a bit grubby. Can't see what turbo that's got in there. I haven't got a clue. Replacement battery, which looks fairly old, but it's not the original battery. So, it might be 2 or 3 years old, I suppose. Haven't checked any of the fluids yet. We'll do that on the next video. But, no damage because it's not a frontal. Just a bit on the grubby side. So once it gets the old Love 500 magic worked on it, that'll be it. So let's talk about price. Let me show you the auction now, when I bought it, and then we'll come straight back and quickly discuss that, and then we'll wrap it up because I'm getting wet. It's raining. Right, I'm going to have a bid on this today. It's up in a few minutes. There's a couple of lots to go. 2013. It says Abarth 500, so I think it's the basic one, which is fine. It's a Cat S. That's all we got. We got a dent in the boot there, and a caved in bumper, so there might be a little bit of damage behind there, possibly, but nothing much. It all looks good. So I am going through this quickly because it is up. It's 73,000 miles, so it's higher than I would like, but as long as it's okay, it will go for probably 5 grand, something like that. Maybe a bit more, if I'm lucky. So yeah, so if we're in HD, yeah, we're in HD. Don't look too bad, does it really? So it could be a quick fix. There's no bumpers available in colour, but easy to paint. It's currently at 2.5. So I'm going to quickly go there now, and then we'll film the bidding. 2 more to go. It's on 46, and it's number 48. So we'll come back as soon as we get to it. You never know. There is another one I'm going to be bidding on as well today, which is not an Abarth. But if I don't win this one, I'll be bidding on the other one as well. Can't buy both, unfortunately. But I'm not going to go too high on this. I don't know. Maybe 3 grand at the most. We'll see.
Bonus time. Your watch item is next on the block.
Okay, so 2,550. Shall we have a little bid? No one's bidding. 2,600. That's me. Am I going to win it? Surely not. Can you hear my cat meowing?
Bonus time.
No one's bidding. Why is no one bidding? I don't believe it. Am I missing something here? It does run and drive, doesn't it? I'm not sure it does now. Oh dear.
Bonus time.
It better do. I can't believe no one. It's a pure sale and no one's bid on it. Oh my god, I won it. Had me worried for a minute there. It does run and drive. I can't believe I won that for that money. 2,600. I was the only bidder. Amount due £3,077.60. That's not bad, is it? Not much to do on it. But let's see if we can find a bumper. So here you go. Just over 3 grand out the door. Only bidder. How cool was that? I wasn't expecting that. Don't know why I was the only bidder. Don't know. I really don't know. I was really surprised that I got it for 3 grand. I mean, it's not cheap, but I've looked at cars this age, and I think we're talking anywhere around the sort of 6 grand mark. something like that. And more than that, I think. So I reckon that I can easily sell this for £5 grand. I'm interested in your opinion about that. You think that's a fair price? Bearing in mind it is a Cat S. Do you think that's a fair price? Let me know your thoughts. I reckon I can easily get £5 grand for this. But obviously it is a Cat S, so that does make a difference. Yeah, so that's it. That's your walk around, I think. I don't think there's anything else to show you. It's got the old red mirrors, as you can see, which look quite nice, I think. Yeah, it's a shame we can't identify who the previous owner was, or at least have some documentation in it. And obviously get a spare key, because we've only got the one key. But that's it. Yeah, I like it. I think it's really nice. I will, as I say, I'm going to get the cam belt done. Going to service it, and then it'll be ready to go once we've got that. I don't envisage, provided I can get the parts. I'm getting really wet here. I'm going to have to just put myself inside the garage. Provided I can get the parts, and it don't take me too long to find them, I don't think it's going to take very long. As soon as we get that back bumper off, we can start knocking out that damage. There is some stuff that came up on the MOT history. I can't remember what it was, but I've got a feeling it's going to need, was it new? I think it might need new back shocks. I will inspect them, because there's always the chances. It came up as the last MOT. Yes, there is always the chance that they've been done. The shock absorbers have been done, but I believe they came up on the last MOT. And I got a feeling there was also a mention of possible passenger side, I think it was, shock absorber as well. So there may be some other maintenance and parts that are needed, but obviously we will get it MOT'd anyway, especially as it's a Cat S. I can't even remember off the top of my head whether the MOT's even run out or not, but we'll obviously get it MOT'd, and if they need doing, we'll do them. Obviously they're more expensive parts being in our bath than they will be on a standard one, but you know, we'll source probably second-hand parts, because the new parts are expensive for these, so we'll probably get a second-hand one if need be. But that's it. So let me know what you think. Name, and that's what we need to go on to quickly. I need to go, you're not going to like this name, but that's what I'm going to call it. I've decided this morning. So let me just, I've still got the tape on the number plate there, so I'm just going to go around the back of the car, get wet, and show you, if you hadn't already spotted the number plate. There we go, DN13 PVA. So as you know, we have had a blue car in the past. Well, more than one blue car in the past that we have called Project Bluey. Have a guess what I'm going to call this one? I'm going to call it Project Gluey. PVA. It's got to be, isn't it? It's got to be. Project Gluey. So welcome to Project Gluey. So Project Gluey. So that name is subject to change. I will take your advice on that, but that is subject to change. But at the moment, I'm going to call it Project Gluey. I know, I'm an idiot. Anyway, let me know what you think of Project Gluey, and hit me up with some names if you can think of anything better. Not Grey-y. We've had Christian Grey, so I can't call it that again. Yeah, don't know. Let me know if you can think of anything more apt than Project Gluey. Yeah, anyway, so that's it. That's your walk around. As always, if you're not a subscriber, click on that button, subscribe to the channel, give us a thumbs up, and until the next one, when we get going on this, and I'm looking forward to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and we'll see you very soon.